Deep space encounters were common along the frontier. Traders, pirates, and explorers alike skirted the edges of the known galaxy, each seeking their fortune in the uncharted void. The Collective, an alliance of alien species bound together by mutual interests, kept a wary eye on these encounters. Yet nothing in their vast archives, no simulation, no intelligence report, could have prepared them for this. A ship, unlike any other, had arrived. Its power signature defied explanation, pulsing with an eerie efficiency that suggested both overwhelming strength and precise control. Its design spoke not just of war, but of dominance, sleek, imposing, radiating an aura of barely restrained violence. And yet, it did not fire. It made no demands. It simply arrived. The remote outpost responsible for monitoring this sector had little time to react. Alarms blared, encrypted reports were dispatched, and every sensor was trained on the unknown vessel. Was it a rogue force, a lost relic of a forgotten war, or something far worse? The answer soon became clear. It was human. Myths and legends. To most species in this sector, humans were more myth than reality. They were whispered about in the dim corridors of starships and spoken of in hushed tones in council chambers. Their name carried a strange reverence, a mixture of awe and dread. According to legend, humanity possessed technology that bordered on the impossible, ships that could cripple entire armadas, weapons that could shatter planets, and minds that could outmaneuver even the most advanced artificial intelligences. Tales told of single human warships holding off entire pirate fleets, of soldiers that never surrendered, of engineers who could bend the laws of physics to their will. And yet, no one had seen a human in centuries. Their worlds were hidden, their fleet movements a mystery, their motives unreadable. Some believed they were extinct, others thought they had simply withdrawn from galactic affairs, content to watch from the shadows. But now, a single warship had emerged from the void, unannounced, unchallenged, and no one knew why. The game begins. The alien surveillance station scrambled to analyze every detail, trying to decipher humanity's intent. Scanners probed its hull, studying the alloys and energy signatures, searching for any clue as to its capabilities. Yet the readings made no sense. Layers of unknown material shielded its structure. Its weapon systems remained unpowered but ready, and its drive signature suggested a level of energy efficiency that should have been impossible. The Collective was used to dealing with new species, but this was different. There were no diplomatic envoys, no transmission hailing them in a dozen languages. The humans had chosen silence. What the aliens didn't know was that humanity had been preparing for this moment for decades. Earth fleet strategists had predicted that first contact with the Collective was inevitable, but instead of rushing in blindly, they had waited, observed, and planned. Every encounter, every fragment of intercepted data, every diplomatic dispute had been studied and cataloged. And now, they had arrived, not by accident, not out of desperation, but by design. Deception would be key. The Collective reacts. The council chambers of the Collective erupted in heated debate. Some called for immediate retaliation, others demanded caution. What if this was a scouting force, the prelude to an invasion? What if the humans had been watching them for centuries, waiting for the right moment to strike? Panic gripped the assembly. Old rivalries between member species flared, accusations flew, and fear took hold. The unknown was terrifying, but the known stories of humanity were worse. Still, not all were so quick to assume hostility. There were those who saw an opportunity. Humanity's arrival was calculated, deliberate. If they had come as conquerors, surely they would have announced their strength in fire and fury. Yet they had not fired a single shot. Even so, preparations were made. 30 ships moved into position behind the nebula, forming a defensive screen. These were no ordinary vessels. Each had been retrofitted with the best weapons and shielding the Collective could muster. It was both an escort and a threat. A show of force, a reminder that they would not be intimidated. And yet, a deep unease remained. For the first time, the Collective began to see humanity not as conquerors, but as something far more dangerous, a mystery. Contact and conflict. The first message came after 72 hours of silence. It was a simple transmission, encoded in a method centuries beyond the Collective's capabilities. When it was finally decrypted, the words sent shockwaves through every ruling body. "We are here to talk." Some saw it as a trap. Others saw it as a test. But the Collective had little choice. They responded. Talks began cautiously, filled with half-truths and hidden agendas. Humanity revealed little, listening more than speaking, gathering information with every exchange. But peace was fragile. A rogue faction within the Collective, one that had always feared humanity's return, refused to take chances. A single order was given. Fire. The battle was over almost as quickly as it had begun. Humanity had not just proven its strength, it had shown restraint. Instead of annihilating their attackers, they disabled their ships with surgical precision. No lives were lost. No cities burned. And in that moment, the Collective realized something astonishing. This was not a war. This was a lesson. A new era. The treaty passed unanimously. Humanity did not demand tribute. They did not claim territory. They did not impose their rule. Instead, they offered something far more valuable: cooperation, mutual growth, and shared security. They revealed only fragments of their true capabilities, just enough to shift the balance of power without breaking it. They established embassies, trade routes, and military alliances, weaving themselves into the fabric of the galaxy with quiet precision. And in doing so, they changed everything. To the collective, power had always meant control, domination, and conquest. But humanity had redefined power. True power was not just in strength, but in choice. The choice to show restraint. The choice to build rather than destroy. The choice to guide rather than rule. The dawn of something greater. For the first time in centuries, the galaxy had clarity. Not through force alone, but through trust, strategy, and vision. Humanity had not come as conquerors, nor as saviors. They had come as something far more profound. A catalyst for a new future. This was not just first contact. It was the dawn of an age the galaxy would never forget.